All right, man, everything sound good? All right, congrats. Totally proud of you. Man, that was just another one of my students. This last year, he made over $1 million mentoring with me. Dude, I gotta tell you, I get requests all over the world from people like, Kris, will you mentor me? Will you teach me how to make money? And it's like, it's crazy because there's just so many people. Not a lot of people understand. It costs a lot of money to get that mentorship. And of course, they make a ton of money. But you know what? I thought, wouldn't it be cool today if I made a video and I gave you like this tiny little hack, how I could mentor you for free? Come on.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Well, welcome to the studio. Today, we're gonna talk about how you can get some mentorship with Kris Krohn for free. And this is not a cutesy video where at the end you're gonna feel disappointed like, oh shucks, that sounds adorable, but Kris, I was talking about full mentorship. At the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how you can come into my world and I can pay you and also mentor you and help change your life. Well, first of all, let's just start by understanding what are the different methods to financially grow, because we're talking about this mentorship and you may not understand that mentorship is when you find that guy or that girl that has achieved something amazing and you're like, man, dish it out, teach me the secret sauce, walk me through it. Like, can we have a relationship step by step? How do I make this happen? So I want to talk about that a little bit. You just got to understand though, most people, if they want to financially grow their life, they're not looking for a mentor. You're special watching this video because you already understand a little bit of secret sauce.
It's my sauce. I make it myself. Huh? You carry your own sauce? Doesn't everybody?
There are actually 4 different methods of learning. And people always want to know, Kris, which one is best? And the truth is, I think 3 of them kind of suck. And one of them is light years ahead of the rest. Let's discuss them. So the first thing that a lot of people do is they say, great, I'm going to study books, right? This is where you go for knowledge. This is great. Books are relatively inexpensive. You get these distilled lessons from experts. There's really no personalized instruction. And honestly, at the end of most of my videos, I say, hey, how would you like to get one of my books entirely for free? I'm not saying that a book sucks. I'm just saying that you can't read a book and expect it to make you millions of dollars. What it's going to do is drop like pearls of wisdom on you, and it's going to help you understand more of how the world works. And there are some people that can read a book, implement it, and make a ton of money. But I find for most people, including myself, that a book is really just a teaser. It just whets your appetite for real possibility. And let's talk about number 2. It's called, well, I'm supposed to go to college. I mean, my parents raised me saying, son, get good grades because someday you're gonna need that if you're gonna go to college, and then you're gonna work for somebody else and become rich. And they didn't really quite say it that way, but what they didn't really tell me was that going to college is really just about career training. And career training means I'm learning how to work for somebody else to earn a paycheck. And if I'm like 98% of everyone else, I'm really just going to live check to check. And so for covering your basic necessities of life, for many of us, this is like a requirement, something that we need to do. But just understand that if you work at a job and you keep trading time for money, there's no amount of time that you can trade for enough money that will ever give you the compensation that you need to live the life that you want. So this is more like financial training wheels just to make sure that you can cover your basics in life. By the way, the average starting salary for the college class of 2020 was $55,000 a year. Now that's up about 10% higher than it was a couple of years ago. But if you're young, you may not know this yet. $55,000, it's not a lot of money. Like $55,000 is enough to financially struggle to pay a basic mortgage or pay rent and maybe have a car for you or your someone's special sweetheart in your life. Maybe get ahead maybe a little bit, but it's not a lot. And when you're 55 years old, your peak earning is going to hit like $85,000. So most people their entire life are going to operate in that 40-year working gap between $55,000 and $85,000. I'm just telling you right now that's not enough to really set you up for any type of grand retirement or any kind of real financial future where if financial freedom is important to you, you're not going to find it this way. So then you have to do something more extreme. You hear about these things everywhere called masterminds, right? Like, I'm going to pay money and I'm going to join a mastermind. And a mastermind basically means I'm going to write a check to be in a specific group of people. Maybe it's a real estate related mastermind. Maybe it's an online business related mastermind. Maybe it's an entrepreneur's mastermind. And I'm going to hang out with like-minded people who are hopefully more successful. And if we rub shoulders with each other, you know, they say we become the average of the 5 people we hang out with. And a mastermind, I've been in many of them over years, but of everything I've shared today, this is where money can start becoming financially real in your world. Like, I've been with masterminds for years now. I was with a mastermind with Tony Robbins and Dan Fleischman called The Avengers, and a real estate mastermind, and a number of others. And I have to tell you, a ton of lucrative deals and relationships have come out of that. So of everything shared, it's definitely a cut above. And I find one of the best things that I get out of a good mastermind, beyond the networking and beyond rubbing shoulders with other successful people, is I just love how inspired I get to literally want to become more successful. And yet a mastermind will definitely still leave something missing in your life compared to the fourth and final option. And I think you've guessed what it is. Having a mentor is like having a one-on-one relationship with someone that epitomizes all of the success that you could possibly hope for in life. For example, I had 3 mentors that had each made over $10 million in real estate. And guess what? They were the perfect people for me to learn from because they had already done it. In my wildest dreams back then, I would have thought that $10 million was like Taj Mahal big money. And you should also know that when you do hire a mentor and you get clear direction, that mentees are promised 5 times more often than those without mentors to get promoted. Whether it's in a workspace or if you're an entrepreneur, the winnings can be a whole lot bigger. Now remember, I've got a big promise to fulfill at the end of this video. I said there's a way for you to mentor with me for free, and I meant it. In fact, I'm talking about $250,000 worth of free mentorship. So hang tight at the end, I'm gonna break it down. Understand this about what a really good mentor is. This is someone who is currently in the game, actively making money or actively winning at whatever it is they're doing. They're literally winning at the highest level possible, and they're producing a minimum of 10 times, if not 100 times or 1,000 times of what you really hope to achieve. They're pretty much like, imagine if you could go to college and have an entrepreneurial professor that was a billionaire or worth $100 million. Like, wouldn't you want that person to be in your back pocket, guiding you through life, making financial decisions? That is how people become more successful than anything else, bar none. And yet, please don't mistake the difference between a mentor and a coach. Phil Jackson was a really important person to help get the most out of Michael Jordan. But I just want to ask you a question, like, if you could spend just a day on the court with either Phil Jackson in his prime or Michael Jordan, who would you pick? Hands down, like, Michael Jordan was king. He literally played at the top of the game in the world in his era.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the town. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
In fact, if you just look at the money they made, it'll probably tell you who you want to mentor with. A coach knows the moves and knows the steps and gets the theory and the principle and has some level of implementation in their life. But a real mentor who's actively playing the game knows how to crush it. Trust me, you want a mentor. Okay then, come on, Kris. What is this $250,000 of mentorship? How do people get that real estate mentorship from you? How do they get that business mentorship from you? How do they get all of that mental mindset breakthrough mentorship that you offer that I read about in your books? How does someone really get that for free? Well, I want to tell you, I'm going to give you 2 choices right now. You can write me a $250,000 check, a $500,000 check, and work with me this year, and I will help you financially grow your life if you're someone that I really want to work with. But if you want to get it for free, you understand that when people come and work with my company, they get exposure to me and they get to spend time with me. For example, one of my departments is called Team Transformation. Almost every week, I spend time with them, mentoring them, teaching them everything about money, finance, real estate. I've got several members of my team that are actively buying real estate with me. They're doing deals with me. They're doing business and they're winning. And you know what they have to pay? Nothing. But they do have a sales job that pays them the possibility of multiple 6 figures. So they're loving that. But I'm also expanding other parts of my company. Social media, I need someone to help me post on all my social media accounts, and I need people to cut and edit the other mentors whose social media I'm producing. In fact, there's just a lot of different jobs here, and one of the things that makes my company very different is that when you join on here, that exposure and that mentorship, I make that available to you. So click the link below if you're interested in getting a job, joining my team, and I will give you an opportunity to come and play with me, work with me, and get all that exposure. In fact, I've got Casey and Ryan here on my team, for example. I've helped them each lose over 60 pounds so far. I'm taking on them on a private health journey. I've got Marianne on my team that I've helped build a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, even though a few years earlier, she was literally down and out, divorced, had no money, and was on food stamps. The stories go on and on and on. My CEO, my operations director, they've bought all of this real estate. They're making more money than they ever have in their entire life. And I'm at a point in my life right now where mentoring with my family, as in not my personal family, but my business family, my team, that brings me such amazing fulfillment in my life, which is why we've revamped all of our programs to take a lot of my mentorship and make it entirely available to you for free. So if you're looking for a job, or if you're looking for proximity to a team that has the most amazing culture, there's a link below where you can learn more about actually what those benefits are. In fact, once you've been with me for just even 6 months, I open up all of my real estate programs to you, where instead of buying real estate together and owning it 50-50, if you're a member of my team, it's the only way that you step into 100% ownership on the real estate that you buy. So that mentorship is going to come in a lot of different fashions. Even my personal coaches that I've trained on my breakthrough technique, I'll have them work with you every single week to help you overcome your limiting beliefs. I believe that if I invest in you to be your absolute very best version of who you are, that's going to come around full circle. And that's just an important of who we are. That's an important part of who I am today. So if you want that mentorship for free and you want to get paid, click the link, learn all about it, submit your resume. And guess what? We're hiring 20 to 30 people every month. You might be the next one. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it delivered on the promise of exactly how you could get free mentorship with me. And you know what? There are still those skeptics out there that are like, yeah, but come on, Kris, is it really life-changing to mentor with you? Well, why don't you see for yourself? How about I prove it to you? In fact, I've got Casey and Ryan that I've been helping lose all of this weight so they don't wind up literally in the ground dead from obesity. And I got this other couple that I mentored literally on their marriage and their relationship, and you can see financially what it did to their business. So check out either of these videos and let me show you what mentoring with me really looks like. All right, man, congrats, that's so awesome. Man, that's another one of my private students just helped make